Hello, my name is Liberty Model number W84it.
Hey, okay. This is wait for it. Well, today was interesting. So the whole week has been garbage, right? There's some plays here and there, whatever, but for the most part, it's just been chop city, and it's been brutal. And it's really hard to decipher what that looks like on a chart. And so like no amount of preparation is going to say, like you're going to be able to just look at your chart and say like, hey, today's going to be a choppy day. Now there are some reports out there that people they'll say it's going to be choppy, so beware and stuff like that. But they don't tell you like when it stops being choppy and when it's feasible to take a trade. And you can't look at the candles. And trust me, I got like 10,000 hours looking at candles, and I'm going to tell you right now, I can't look at them and tell you that, hey, you know, this just got better, or uh, this isn't good. We need to stay out of this. Like I can tell when it's like extra wicky and bouncing around or whatever not, but there's moments when it stops and it actually starts to clean up and you can take trades. And so there's no way you can look at it and tell without something telling you, hey, this is a good place to take a trade. And so I'm going to, well, I've got it playing right now. I guess I'm going to speed it up. And right now isn't really, I guess, the ideal time to take a trade. I got it speeding up, it's not doing anything. Am I on the right day? No, I'm not. Okay. Okay, this is more like it. So this is pretty much how the day started. It doesn't look that bad. Um, I probably would be trying to check a trade somewhere in here, right? And I mean, there's not a lot of wicks on both sides. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty decent. Better than it's looked for the last couple of days, I'll tell you that. But really, outside of that, there's no real way to look at it and be like, hey, this looks like it's going to be good trades today or not. But I have an indicator that actually does tell me. And so instead of jumping in and trading here and then it pulling back on me and stopping me out, pulling back and stopping me out, which happens, you know, a lot, is I just wait for my indicator to actually show me when the market is actually doing something that I like to trade. And so I'm going to speed it up here. I'm about to hit open here, so it's about to go like 1,000 miles per second. And I remember there was a really big move in the beginning here, right about here. So I'm just going to try to get through all this because this was a little bit too fast to trade unless you like moved your ticks up or went to a higher time frame. It was whiplashing all over the place. And I trade the NQ, so I mean, obviously you get stopped out. It whiplashes a lot. But knowing when the market's, actually trending and having moves that are bullish enough for you to actually make money on, um, and just trading it and scalping here and there or whatever, or you know, that's it's two totally different things. So all right, while this loads, Make sure I got the right indicators on. I don't think I do. That's why. All right, that's even better. So now I'm going to put the right indicator on. You're like, why couldn't we trade any of that other mess? We could have, but without actually really knowing whether it was going to be trending or whiplashing. All right, now I'm going to stop this. Bring it back down to 1. Pause. All right, so this is where we started from. A little bit bouncy right here. I mean, you can probably make some money there. I don't know. Maybe you held on here and it stops you out. I don't know. Gets a little fly here. I remember this move right here. I remember looking at that and saying that's going to pop, and then it exploded upwards. And then it came crashing down immediately after too. And then you had wicks on both sides. So even if you tried to short this, you probably got stopped out as you were trying to short it. So like when is the good, like when is it good for you to trade it? Like when is the price action, you know, acting the way that you want it to act so that you can actually make decent trades? And I would say it's probably right about there. All right, so right here, for whatever reason, I have a zone here and price action had dipped down underneath it and then climbed back, found support on the bottom of it, and then climbed out of it and put support on top of it. So it's not a coincidence that I happen to have a zone there. It's where it should be, and so that's it's nice to have. But I think that this is what changed the market from what it was, because if you look at it, there's wicks. It looks like a picket fence. There's wicks everywhere. I mean, everywhere. They're at the top. They're on the bottom. I mean, hell, if they could go sideways, which I do have some going sideways here, but if they could go sideways, they'd be going sideways. I mean, it's just everywhere. And then your moves are just you're getting stopped out as it's going up, because I mean, this is the NQ, and like it's not. Look, like this bar ends here. It pulls back to here. That's 22 ticks. Like it's yeah, I mean, I probably actually would get stopped out by 1 tick on that, and that would piss me off. And then it would, do it again. That'd piss me off. Then it'd do this doji, and then you weren't sure if it was going to dump, and then it would take off and go, and then it went like 40 some ticks right here, and then it would pull back 60. So, you know, it's like, or pull back 41 or 2 or something like that. But I mean, it just it's not tradable. You know what I mean? Unless you're just taking small pieces out of here or whatever. I like to take the whole move, right? But in this situation, it's just impossible to do that on this move, and if you're shorting it, it's doing the same thing over on this side, if even not more so. I mean, look at this move right here. Like if you're shorting this, and I mean, God bless you if you got a 63 stop, trail going on that, and you're able to survive that. So why is it better at this point? I think it's because it cleared this. It went down underneath this. It pushed it down underneath this level. This was the target along. I believe. I believe this was the target. Like, you know, since the last couple of days, they've just been trying to get this to come down, and I think that they hit it when it hit this spot right here, and so then they drove it down to even deeper to grab that liquidity to accumulate. And so you got your big institutions got to feed themselves, so they load up on shares right here, and then when they're fat, dumb, and happy, they climb back out of here, and then retail starts to realize that we're jumping in. We just crossed over the 89 and found support on top of it, and so it's things are starting to they're setting up for a reverse, or at least maybe not a big reverse, but maybe they're just setting up for a normal day. Let's say that, like, hey, you know what, we got it down here. Now let's play a little bit, try to make some money, and so they get turn this off right here. So they find support here, it gets back on top, find support again, pushes up, and then you have this candle explodes upwards, and it gets you above the 200. Immediately draws back as soon as it gets there, and then this happens. I start to get all these candles with numbers on them, and so it's an indicator that I made. But as soon as those numbers start to show up, I know that the market is trending. I know that even if it goes down and comes back up, that it's based on the candles being there, that the market is starting to expand and open up, and that there are actual moves to be had in here. And and so this is when my day started getting better, or my week actually started getting better. And so I kind of made it a pact that I'm not going to trade ever again unless I see these numbers pop up. If I don't see these numbers pop up, I'm not trading. Bar none. Zero. I'm not. There's no way in hell. The difference between trading with these on and without these on is absolutely staggering. Like, I'm questioning why I trade when these aren't on. And then when they're on, I'm going, God, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. Like, this is exactly how I want to trade. And so I made it a pact I'm never going to trade unless I have these dots show up. And so what are the dots? The dots are triggered by a move that says the market's expanding. And so then it starts counting the bars, and it helps you identify like where your test and retest are. And so on the ninth bar here, it's going into a test, and so it fails, and then it pushes back down, and then it gets to another one, and it tests, and then it fails, then it's stronger to the other side, then it goes back the other way, and then sometimes it splits it up and halfway up, halfway down, and then goes back up again. It's just constantly, it's a test and a retest model. But that's not the point. The point is that they're there. Because the dots are there are trades, and it's easier to stay in the trades. And then even if they go away for a little bit, the fact that they were there, you'll still linger on. But look, immediately after they're gone, you kind of get the sideways action, and look at your wicks start to come back pretty hard. But it's not that bad. It's still there. It's basically, once they're gone, it's because it's going into like a turning point. Like, it's going into like a consolidation to figure out whether it can keep going up or it needs to come down. And so I'm going to hit play again. Let's speed it up. And so you're above the 89. It's starting to go flat, right? It's not arcing anymore. Like, it's not running up or anything like that. It's not really bending right now. I do have targets showing up right here. It usually is a bullish thing, and there it goes. It pops right there. A little bit too fast for me to take a trade, but it is showing you that there is some motive to the upside here, and that there are targets starting to show up, which is a good thing. We just broke the high that we couldn't break before, so that's also a good thing. So it's still reminiscent of the market is trying to expand, it's still opening up, it's still got good trades, and even to the short side, it would be fine, if it decides that it can't go up, and we'd still have trades going to the short side. Now it looks like it reached its high there. It's pulling back down to find support, right back on top of the zone. See it bounce around here. Now I'm going to slow this down a little bit. And all right here. So we'll go ahead and enter long here, maybe, if we can get in. And so this candle here is telling me that we had a trade right here coming. And whether it keeps going up or not, I don't know, but I should be able to get a couple bars out of this. I want to come down. I'm going to just move this back underneath this candle because I still think it's going to go up, but I could be wrong. This could come down and just decimate me. I like how it soaked back up right there. Still closed inside the top of that candle, which is a pullback. It registers as a pullback there. Just glimpsed the high of that candle right there. Look at that. Now it's going to take it. And now we got a continuation pattern to the upside. I should get double this bar right here. So let's see if I draw this bar. Come on. And why can't I move it? There you go. There's the high of that bar right there. Should move this. I'm not guaranteed to get any more than this. Just threw down a wick. I'm going to put it right here. Sitting at 310, 300, one contract. This is the NQ. I mean, you only need one contract to really make money. Now, if you really want to kill it, get used to doing this and trusting these indicators and everything. And, and so our targets are these up here. These are the targets going up right here. And so as this goes up, if it fails to hold this right here, it comes tumbling down too. And so that's why I don't mind leaving this runnings tight, because like it failed right there. So if this doesn't actually close above here, it's going to come tumbling down. And there you go. All right, so now it failed to go up here. It might try again. I don't know what how many more times it'll try there, but it should come down to probably about here at 680. And I can write an owner's manual on how to use all this. I can show you. I can make videos. It's like painting by the numbers, right? So yeah, I could have shorted this here. I wasn't sure if it was going to come down yet, but now it's already here. So I mean, it could bounce right here and try to go back up again. I don't want to. It's really trying to go up right now, so I'm just going to wait for it to come down here. I'm going to tell you that it's going to come down. It might retest this one more time and then do it. So we'll give it that. And you're like, well, what makes this candle so special? Oh, that's a secret. You got to have a brain like mine, I guess. You got to be able to see messed up things. I had a wreck and changed the way I saw things, and I was able to start painting immediately after my wreck. Just it rewired my brain on and how I learn and see things. So when I looked at the market, it was the exact same thing that happened when I was looking at painting. When I was painting, I was able to start painting like realistic, portraits when I first started painting. Like I had been doing it for years, and when I looked at charts, it was like I was able to describe exactly what was going on in the market, but I had no idea before that. I couldn't tell you which way to go to save my life. But when I started looking at it again after my wreck, I was able to see different things. And so every time I look at the market, I see something new. And like today, I was sitting at like $500. It was bouncing back and forth. I was like I'd make a couple good trades, I'd make a bad trade, make a couple good trades, make a bad trade. But for the most part, it was still up, and I was happy. And so I was about to be done for the day, and then I started making a new indicator because I saw something, and I put it up on the chart. And right as I put it up on the chart, one of these popped up, and I was like, "Oh, getting in!" Bam, got in, and it was like a $1,500 trade. It's like, uh, one contract. So I mean, sure, you can put like 20 contracts on there and make $10,000 or whatever, whatnot. But that's it's not trying to get used to them. So this is that push down right there. Like here's that level I was talking about. Now we're hitting it, starting to show a little bit of like a support here. I don't know if it pulls back one more time here. It's very possible that it does. I'll take my lickings. I made some money on the other one if it does, but I believe it's going up from here. Tap the zone, perfect wick right into the zone right there, like that. I make these zones too. So if you decide to join the Discord, you can see it right there at the bottom, scrolling across there. You can follow that link. It'll get you to our Discord, and I've got my own NQ room. I make trade calls in there, and And if you're interested in my indicators, then I'll show you how to use my indicators. We'll and I'll spend all day sitting there teaching you how to use it like it got me because it didn't go up and break that high right there. But I was sitting right underneath entries, so I really didn't lose anything. So now just wait for this to set up again. So I put another wick right into it right there. I think this is going to be another go here. So we'll see. If it comes back and gets me again, I'll sit on my hands until I get it a better setup. And this, it's not by all means like a end all be all, these targets or whatnot. They're there to give you an idea of where it should go and where it should find support. Whether it does or doesn't is not up to me. Whether it whiplashes you out, or if it comes back and gets your stops, or whatever, that's not on me either. But I can teach you exactly what it should be trying to do, right? And so if it failed to get to this level up here, then it's going to come back to, which is this level down here. It found support there, bounced on it again. Now it's trying to bounce up. It's got another set of levels it's starting to create as well. So it's going to cause some like intermediate resistance here. So if this doesn't turn around and go back up, it's going to stop me out. But it looks like it's going to try to do like a little inside turn here and go up, maybe. And then if it does go up, it'll try to reattack this high up here and try to find support up there. And it'll probably do it before, let's see if it doesn't stop me out first. What is this? Oh yeah, it should be trying to go up like right now. And so we should be able to find support on top of one of these two up here in the next, probably about a half cycle here. So about the same amount of time here as it took for us to get from here to there. It didn't close up there, so it is kind of weak right here. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back on me. Just because it's not strong enough to go by itself, it looks like. So I'm going to put this box here. By the time we get to the end of this box, we should be up here at the top there. I'm going to speed this up, see if we survive this. And if we don't, then by the end of this, it'll go a little bit deeper than my entry here. And it'll come back up underneath here, back to the place I got in at last time. And probably be ready by the end of this box. All right, see, so it stopped me out. So we're going to wait for it to come down. Or it just stopped me out. It's going to take off and launch here. Even better. Bunch of jerks. So like I said, if it failed to go up right here, it's going to come down this time, right? So now we're going to make a little dip right here. We're going to come back around and get back in. And so I'm showcasing a couple different indicators here, right? I'm showing you the auto. It kind of gives you an idea of what's happening, like where it should be trying to go, where it should be trying to find support, where it should be trying to target. And if it can't, then what's going to happen next. And if it can't hold this level, if it can't get past this level, then it's going to drop down too, right? So you just take this exact same measurement as this one here and go down, and then that's your new measurement for how far down it's going to go. So here's, I like to use squares as rulers, and there, and there you go. Sure, if I can draw straight would be great. There you go. And that's where it bounced. So I could have bought it again right there, wrote it back up, getting close to the end of the bar, still hadn't broke out of here, right? So still holding to my plan here. I think it's gonna make its way over here, and then it's gonna find its way to bounce out, or it's gonna fail and dump out right here. It's one of the two. It's either gonna wick on the underneath side here and it's gonna dump out, or it's going to do, wick on the upside here, which I probably should make this as high as the box are. Oops. There. It looks like we're going to the upside here. Oh, a little quick path to the downside. Never mind. Oh, out the bottom there. This does not look good for going up. Looks like we're about to short this thing. It should wick into this here. Okay, well, maybe I'm late. I missed it. Now it's going to go up. Oh, no, it's good. Okay, wick into it from here. Subtraction wick. It's going. I think so. It's rejecting off that there. It should be dumping. Oh, okay. Well, then never mind then. There you go. Come on down. If it doesn't make it past here, then you got to wait. That's going to get me now on this bar here. Keep going. Come on now. Come on. Keep going. Now it's going to, at some point, it's going to hit its target here. It's going to turn around and reverse and come back up. It's probably going to be somewhere like right in this area. You got the 200 right there. If you notice, we haven't had the dots yet, and so that's why it's a little bit more, it's not as straightforward as it was earlier. But even without the dots, I can use my targeting. I can use what I know based on the targeting, the timing on when things are supposed to happen, and when I should be taking trades, and when I should. Yeah, I get stopped out. It's okay. I take a small hit there, here and there, but all in all, when I do get a trade, it's like about $300 until I catch one that breaks out and really goes right. And so probably have another trade setting up here. That is telling me that it's going to go down. Okay, no, that's telling me it's going to go up. Nope, down. Okay. Now going. Oh, just started another one there. I don't know what that means. Oh wait, that one. I was a little late on that. Keep this out of the way long enough to stay out of trouble. Let me just get control of this. Okay, you know what? Woo. Didn't really expect it to do that, especially after I'd already dumped like 3 times here, but now I get it. Okay. So wait here. We'll wait for this pullback. I'm going to enter here. All right. After probably another candle or two, start getting out. But my stops looks like it's falling perfectly fine. So it'll probably start to wear out right after this candle. We're going to break that high, that move right there too. It's probably going to get us to the like right here. See, like leave some wicks up here, test the 89, pull back real hard. Maybe we can get above it if we're lucky. It did whiplash there a lot right there. It's possible that it goes for double, but usually it don't test the 89 before it gets too far away. So here's a test. That going right into that zone. That might buy us another candle or two right there. This one's going to come down. There you go. All right. So there you go. So right now we're sitting at, even with my oopsies there, 595. And it's not stressful at all. I'm literally telling you what's going to happen. Like, I'm telling you like, hey, this is what's about to happen. This is what's doing. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna start to get out. It's gonna run out of steam here. But like, how do you know all that? You just gotta. It's just the market's predictable if you are able to get a bias on it, I guess. And so I know enough now to know like, okay, when certain things happen, that I've got X amount of bars to make my trade, and then it's done. It's good. And then I gotta wait for the next opportunity, right? And so I mean, this looks like it's going to come down, make an M pattern right here, and then it's probably going to make like another move that goes like this to get out of here. But I mean, this could make a W like this, or it could be like some lopsided W like this, you know. But I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like if I don't know what it's doing, I probably shouldn't be trading it, right? And so now we're just waiting. I'm either waiting for one of these painted bars to show up here, or I'm going to wait for my auto target system to come into fruition here. Get people honking the horn. Or I'm going to wait for my dots to show up underneath the candles. Now the dots start to show up underneath the candles. It's going to set up for a bigger move, and you're going to have a much bigger move. You're going to make, that's the one where you're going to make the profits out of, I think. I mean, yeah, it's one contract. I'm not setting the world on fire. I'm just trading the not so friendly chop here and making profit out of it as I can. And there are some other opportunities I could have taken, that I called out, and I'd probably be, closer to 800 or maybe even 1,000. But I wanted to be sure, that I'm looking at the right ones, and I'm taking I'm trying to set up for the safer trades, the better trades. This is failing to get up above this 89 right here. First time getting to the 89, it usually falls back anyway, so it's probably going to be a dip right here. It's going to dump. You got your wicks right here that are hellacious to the upside there. I don't know if it stops right here. It doesn't look like it's going up right there, but maybe this next candle will. But it doesn't look too friendly unless you keep like a very large stop, and I'm not one to do that. Like I keep a very small stop because I don't like to lose huge amounts of money. I like to make my wins and buy my time in order to get like a bigger move. Once I get that bigger move, I'm done. But I'm sure a lot of you people, I'm sure everyone, I'm sure a lot of you had, today was the first day that was actually like tradable. You guys got in, you made some money early, and then, it got to this mess right here, and you probably lost a lot of money, and that happens on a daily basis. I know people, it happens to all the time. And so without a plan, without some type of indicator, without some type of way of seeing the market to know like when your trades are, or some type of knowledge to say, hey, this is when I should be trading. And that's what I'm trying to get across, is that there is a timing, there are cycles, there is patterns, there are uh, support and resistance area that aren't commonly known, and I know them, I found them, I coded them. And so uh, learning how to trade the way I trade is going to be an easier, less stressful way to trade, bar none. And yeah, it might be a little bit complicated at first because you're having to learn to see it the way that I see it. And that's not really the easiest thing, but that's why I made these indicators. But like once you learn how to see the market the way I see it, dude, it's you hear me talking while I'm trading, right? It's the least stressful thing ever. I mean, you're like, okay, well, this should be a trade going up, and if it stops you, okay, cool. Then you just wait for the next one, and then when it sets up, you take the trade. And I mean, I'm elated because like today, I mean, I ended up with like, I mean, I don't know, I had close to, I think, 480, and then I had like a $1,400 trade, so what, $1,800-$1,900 day. I'll take it. And I mean, I literally made this indicator and I put it on the screen, and then I saw the move and I was like, oh, that's one right there. Boom, took the trade, and it just exploded upwards. So this would probably be a long right here setting up. So I said this was going to dump. It dumped right there. It would have been an easy trade right there too. This is going to imbounce finally, that I was talking about. Looks like it's pushing through though right here. So I'm probably going to find a new level down here if it doesn't suck back up. Still no dots though. No other indicators. I did have some levels here that popped up here earlier, but I mean, you saw it failed before you even got past the first one. So that was kind of done. So you had the 89 right there, just rejected it. So yeah, now you're starting to push down a little bit deeper here. Rejecting out of this area right here. There's another rejection right there. Let's see if this pulls up right here. This might pull up. Uncharted territory right there. I hadn't popped that yet. So yeah, it's probably going to come back and get me. And that pulled my stop down automatically. That's another thing. If you don't have a really aggressive ATM strategy when you're trading the NQ, you need to get one. And if you need help setting one up, I make ATM strategies, and they usually have a lot better names, but I name them stuff like that for I have an auto trader I use too. So I name them stuff like that to make it easier to put in there. But I use 3 speeds. That means it slows down, speeds up, and slows down again, or speeds up, slows down, speeds up, whatever. In the middle of your trade, if you don't have that, you're probably getting stopped out pretty quick, pretty soon, or you have your stop too large, and then it's coming back and getting you, and then you're losing all that money for no reason. So there's certain areas inside your trade that expands and gets smaller again, right? And so like if you were in this short here, look at your price action here. If this was your normal stop right there, and let's say you survive this, right? Well, once you get past this drop right here, look at the stop now. So getting tighter, then you get down to here, and you think it's about to do a payday, and then boom, you get stopped out right there. And had it been a little bit looser right here, you would have probably survived that, and then you would be able to survive these coming down like this, and then it could have gotten tighter again. You maybe got that last little bit there, and I don't know who survives that pullback right there, but God bless you. So these are all the things that I have found and put together to try to make trading a lot easier and simpler to see. Because I know that most people aren't going to be able to see it the way I see it. And I'm not saying that I'm like the be all, in trading or trying to boast myself, but I did spend the last 4 years designing a way to make it easier for people to see it that aren't me. I've made indicators for the sole purpose of letting people who can't see it the way that I see it to see it like I would see it. And so I'm going to speed this up because it's kind of boring. It's a little choppy and it's not really what I would trade anyways. So I'm just wasting time letting it do what it's doing. But right there you go. Now you've got your dots again. All right, so you got to the end here and exploded upwards and started and made a new breakout area here. And so now we're going to retest this area here, test the high, test the low, see if we can find support here and keep going. This probably keeps going right here. Yeah, look at that. It didn't make it to the high there, so questionable whether it stays. But that'd have been $100 right there, probably. Whether you moved your stop or not, who knows? Probably would get stopped out here. Did make some progress there, but closed red. All right, last two candles. This one's closing low right here, so we're going to get the low out of the way. So we're just going to pull back. It's going to retest this right here to see if it's going to break through this. It did break through it. It's also got this one down here. So if it doesn't break through this line or this level right here, it's going to go back up. So now that it didn't break through that level, we're going to have our liquidity grab right here on this next candle. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and manipulate this low and grab this liquidity. We stopped right on the edge of that right there. Don't know if that's enough to hold it to go up, but it looks like it is. So I'm going to jump in late here. It's just to show how it doesn't. I guess if you get in on the right candle, it doesn't matter if you jumped in late or not. See how far back it goes. Should retake this high. If it doesn't retake this high, then it is going to start to come down here and fade off to the right here like this. And then once it gets back closer to the level here, if it doesn't close below that, it should shoot back up to the top. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop here just below this candle. See, it did close below that candle. I thought it did. I wasn't sure. And there you go. And so why did that trade work? Because, all right, so if you look at the market as a test and a retest, then it's basically saying, okay, well, I broke out of this area and I'm going to retest it. If I don't close below it, then I'm going to go back up and retest the high. If I fail to go through the high, then I'm probably going to come back down and retest the low. So I'm late on this. I should have shorted it. And so now, let's see, where are we at? This would be the test bar right here. It didn't go as low here. It's holding this. But I want to see how it ends up, and then I want to see the next bar. All right, so now we're going to grab the liquidity like we did last time, which we're already under the bar, so technically probably don't have to grab it because we're already there. So I'm going to enter here, and I might be getting in too soon. But it's just one of those things you got to get used to and know like when is the right time. And say like right now it's going to pull back and grab that liquidity that I wanted it to grab before I got in. See, and now I'm in trouble. And so, like I said, it's one of those things you got to get used to, and so I'm just not used to it. But now it's under, and it closed under, so it's probably going to dump here. And that looks like it's going to retest here. Got to try to tame my stop here. I need to do a bigger one. I should have chose the next one up. It's too aggressive on the push down. Like it's only for the first two candles, because it always wants to pull back on the first two candles there, and it's so aggressive that it always gets me right in the path of it pulling back, because you need like 21 to 20, I would say 24, 27 ticks here on your pullback, or you're going to get stopped out. All right, now it's going to drop. We are at the 89 here. Could cause a pop there. I don't know. Questionable whether or not I want to drop this and take my profit. So just so you know, I could drop this here and it could have taken $100 right here. But I'm just going to gamble it here and see if it comes gets me. I mean, it's just the 89, so you know it's going to bring a pocket of buyers with it. So if it's really bearish, it's going to push through it anyways. But you always, if it stops right above it, you know it's going to pull back, and so it's really gambling if you're just not taking your profit right then when you see it stop above it, because you know it's going to come back. And I just got lucky that it didn't pull back all the way up and stop me out. I was in a profitable position anyways, not much, but I was still there, so it was kind of silly for me not to at least try to see if it would go. Now, if it closes, a lot of times when it gets down to it, it'll pump and then push through it and close underneath it. It still could come all the way back up. If it's that easy to get through it, it's that easy to get back through it again. I do like that it stopped there and then go back up. It's telling you how bearish it is. So I'm hoping that we're going to get double this move to the downside. And I'm going to try to control this stop here and see if I can measure this move. There to there, it's going to get me. And I probably should have just left my stop down there then. But if it doesn't get me, it's like flying a kite. I should get down to 632. So I'm going to draw an arrow here. And these are all things I would teach. And I'm not going to give up my position here. It's either going to stop me out or it's going to keep going down. But you see what I'm saying? Like, these are super simple, easy trades, and this is another $300. You know, I've done nothing, you know, except for just say, hey, it should do this here. Oh, it failed to go up. Okay, well then I should be able to get in it here then, because it's kind of going to go down. You know, where it failed to go up, now it's going to go down. And I'm being very transparent. Like you're seeing me take losses here, whatever. But look at my wins. You know, so it's like, is it that detrimental? You know, am I like these guys on Instagram or whatever that I'm showing you like nothing but winners at 20 contracts? No, I'm showing you one freaking contract and how you can make money and be profitable in the market with one contract on the NQ using indicators that I made. That's it. And you know, so if you're not having days like this where you're just sitting here like, oh, here's a trade, oh, here's a trade because it's supposed to do this, so here's a trade it's supposed to do this, and you're like, you know, and you're just guessing, then you know you probably need a new system, you know, and it's probably not working for you, and it's probably not going to continue to work for you. Just saying, you know. So this pulled up right here. This could be indicating this move right here to the downside, but I still think it's going to drop right here. Whether I want to jump in late right now, I don't think so. I think I'll wait for it to come down here and hit it. And then it's probably going to manipulate it. And then it's probably going to do like, you know, a couple candles or something right here. And then it's going to end up going. And so if you're watching this and you've never seen anybody trade like this, where it's like, counting candles and they're doing this and they're saying it's about to do this, or here's, this is what happened, it failed here, so it should come down, do a like and subscribe, because I'm probably making more videos like this. Like, subscribe, follow that link. You get a 7-day free trial. I mean, come check it out, and let me call trades for you. I'll call trades for y'all, throughout the day if the market's clean. And it, what better way to see if the market's tradable or not is to go into Discord and see. Maybe you're a good trader, but you just get eaten up on days that you're chopping. You don't know what days are. Join the Discord. It's worth it to join the Discord to see whether or not I got dots on my screen. If I got dots on my screen, then trade away, have at it. You're gonna have a great day. But if I don't have dots on my screen, then you're probably not gonna have a good day. So I don't know. I think it's worth it. You risk more on your stop loss than you do joining the Discord to be able to see and learn maybe a couple different ways of finding new trades. And we have an ES channel as well. And they make trade calls in there. And I make all my own indicators. I really don't use other people's stuff. I make my own zones, so you'll have access to all the zones that I make, and they'll be in the Discord as well. And you'll be able to update those daily. And I really, to be honest with you, these zones have been good for about 2 weeks. I have not even had to touch them. That is an indicator that's supposed to be saying that's going to go up, but it's missing one of them. And so I do have other indicators on here that I'm not talking about that I haven't even showcased yet. That was a short right there from the top, which I should have caught. I do have another one that I'm not even using right now that would be telling me I have shorts and longs. I probably should have saw this one right there. And I forgot what number count we're on, but typically it bounces off here and comes back down, retests this low, and then launches for a bigger move. Let's see if we can get that to happen. And I'll probably make it my last trade. Let's see how high this goes. So there you go. Pulling back down, finding support. That could be it right there. I don't know if it does like an M pattern here. The placement of it's a little weird for me, but the 89 is usually not right there either. It's usually down here. So it could be finding support here and this could be launching out right here. So that'll be a gamble there because it's kind of unquestionable. I don't know where it's at in its move if it only goes halfway down, but here it comes. I say we did enter here as one of the signals. And you've been able to get first and second targets off on that. And I do have auto targets that just popped up right there. I just saw those. So we'll see if it'll probably go up to this next one here and then bounce off of it. It'll come down 2, which will put it back somewhere in this area right here, pretty much where this yellow line is. And then we'll have another entry to get back in. And if it fails right here and gets it over with, it probably comes down here back to where the 89 is, finds support, and then bounces out again. Or this could be the start of the dump, and it could be setting up to take a big push down right here. I should have taken that right there. It was too late. What is that one? Probably coming down. Here we go. Let's see if this holds. I don't want to be this if it turns inside out and goes up. It's possible that this does double this right here, going up right here. Because it's trying to get up here to fail and then dump. But we'll see. Small risk here. I'm just starting to push down right there. Now I'm going to let it take that right there because it doesn't look like it's going to pull back to get it. You do have the 21 right there. It's going to ignore it, looks like. Stopped right on top of it. Let's see what happens here. If it's really bearish, it turns this inside out and just starts to dump again. And usually does a lot faster. So if it's taking this long, it's probably going to end up trying to crawl its way up. But let's see. I am at break even here, so it's really no difference to me at this point. I could come down here and cap this. Then I can get at least 20 bucks or something like that. And I'd much rather take like 5 short wins like this and then end up with a banger, on the 6th one than take like 3 losses, like, big losses because of an idiot. and, then, and then get like one, you know, good trade or whatever that just breaks me even or whatever. All right, so what did I say? It was going to fail up here, come down 2, right? So I don't think it's done coming down. Could be wrong. This could be a V pattern, but I'm pretty sure it comes down more. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited about my indicators. I feel like my trading has improved tremendously because the amount of analyzing I've had to do is far, far less. And so like when I say I'm going to teach you how to use the indicators, I'm teaching you how to read the indicators, but you understand that what you're reading off the indicators is like paragraphs and paragraphs of like analyzation of like every little detail of every little thing. The indicators are just shortening it and paraphrasing all of it so that you don't have to look at all of it, you know? So you don't even need to know the story. All you need to know is, okay, like, well, when I see that white candle down there at the low of a push right there, 4 red candles, boom, I got a white candle, I should be taking along there, or, I see these dots here. Well, if I see it fail, then, on this ninth bar, then it's most likely going to come down a bit and then try to retest it and then going to come down even deeper. And then at that point, I probably got to trade, or I got to trade when it fails to go up here and, I'm shorting it from the top. Or I see that orange arrow at the top of the wick right next to it standing taller right there. That's a short all day, I was monologuing, so I didn't catch it. But I wasn't really focusing. It's a whole different indicator right there. I'm not even looking at that indicator right now. All right, so we came down. Let's go finding support here. This looks like our go time right there. Maybe, unless it fails. If it fails, it's going to dump city right here. It's going to turn and hightail it down the other way. And so I'm going to put this, it's really tight right there, but I have a feeling that it's going to be right here. It's going to happen all over my face. We'll let this soak back up. Oh, look at it slam back down. Look at it. See? I just feel it. See how it stopped short of the high there? It's like a perfect place. You got the wick right there as well. This one's not really showing you that it can go any higher. Instantly is just pulling back, not even trying to go up, right? It's just messed up. And there you go. So here's the start of probably your short here. Could be a double inside turn. I could be wrong. Could be turning right here and turning and going back up. It just went green all the way around though. which is good. I'll bite if it doesn't leave me behind. Look, it already capped up. Look at this thing. Now I'm chasing it. This is great. It's exactly what I wanted to show. And now it's at the high. It's pulling back. He literally got in at the exact high. All right, so that's not bad right there. That could actually potentially go right there. If it does that little purple one, I'd prefer it here where this green bar is to do that. It could pull back right here more than I want. But with it being right that close right there, it's kind of questionable. If it was higher, it would definitely pull back. If it's lower, it would definitely have gone. But like right where it's at, it's questionable. And so you can see it teetering right there. And so I'm going to put this here and get out because I see it pulling back again when it already pulled back. And if that wasn't enough, then I hate to see what's going to happen next. If it can survive this right here, it should just launch up. It's still not breaking ground. Okay. Oh, like this could be baiting me. I mean, it doesn't look like it's having troubles going up right there. Totally baiting me. Yeah, look at it. Like that'd be two in a row right there. All right, it's dumping. So it failed to break out and stay above there, closed back underneath. So really didn't have any candles that stayed above this area and break that swing point. So it should just dump right here just because of utter defeat. Let's see if I can control this. Got the 89 right there. Wow. Pulled it right back down again. I got it stalling right here, right at my entry. It's great. It could be doing a retest here too. Think about that. After you do like 4 candles in a little block like that, you generally get a retest. So this could be setting up for a retest, an indecision candle here, and then going right into like a retest. Look at it. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. And so these are some of the things you're gonna have to remember, and it's a lot to process and remember while you're trading because I mean it's just a lot. But knowing a couple of things like that versus having to know everything you have to know in order to be able to find these trades is a way easier. All right, so here's your retest. Now I'm impatient. Back on top here. Did put a wick down there. So back down to 360 there. Taking a little bit of a beating. Mostly because I'm impatient. And that should have told me right there. It should have seen that. It's again another one right there that missed. It's just like that one right there. Setting up on top of the zone. Didn't make it back past the high. Closed lower right there. Oh no. They could be baiting you. Watch it close back above it just because. Here it comes. And the 21. Yeah, it could be a double inside turn still. Really kind of questionable right here. It's in between both high and low right there. It took 3 bars to get back down to this low. And it didn't do this right here. So it's kind of at a disadvantage there. We never did touch this area down here either. think we're going for this right here. Turn this off. I'm going to speed this up. See what kind of joy we have coming for us. Oh, it just moved my stop down, didn't it? You sort of stay out of the way. We're really going to make a journey back up to the top here after failing 3 times. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Once it gets a little bit lower there, it's going to get a taste and it's going to start to speed up. Come on, a little bit lower. A little bit lower. Do it. It's trying to make a stand on the 89. I don't like that. I do like how it keeps pulling it back down pretty hard though. I like to keep the flag in my hand here. I know it's going to start bouncing around right here. Until it releases from the 89, like it's not attached to it anymore, I'm going to hold it here. And that could mean that I'm going to take a loss right here if it comes all the way up and succeeds going up. I can't tell if that's actually trying to hold support there. Okay. Just slam back down. Now we're all the way back down here. We're under the 89 this time we closed, and we just failed to hold it. Now it's actually really dropping. It gets underneath that 200 right there is going to free fall. I'm still holding it up here because it would only take one candle for it to come all the way back up like that right there. See? It's just, you're really not into clear on this drop right here until it actually releases from the 89 and closes below this zone. So it's like it released from the 89, but then it was clinging to that zone. So I knew it was still kind of in the ballpark there. And I could just take the I could take 300 right here or right here, I guess you can say. I just want to see if it'll close below that low right there. And so I think I'll just put this here for the time being. So it gives me about half. And if it does come past this, then I'll just get in again when it decides it wants to early drop. But I think that if it does one more push down right here and gets below this end of this candle right here, I think it's going to free fall. So you just wicked it and turn around, went back up real quick. Watch. Here it comes. It couldn't resist. Now I did it again. Like it's going to come back down again. It's like, oh man, it tastes so much better. I'm going to keep going. It's going to get addicted here. Come on. Don't do it. Come on. Come back down. Here it goes. Here it comes. Come on. I don't like that flat right there. Just pointing it out. In case it got a little frisky there. I don't know how many times it needs to reject from this area before it actually just really just fails. It's kind of silly. I'm going to put this above that zone right there with the 89 in the way. It's probably still going to come and get me, but at least I'll cap a little bit more of the profit. It really just hasn't released yet. It's still clinging and it's actually making progress over the 21 here and trying to get back to the 289 right there. Those two are about to cross and tweeze right there. That's going to make it easy for it to get across both of them if it doesn't shut it down right here. And so they need to really dump it right here in order for it to keep going, or else it's going to go too high here, higher than I want. For saving me, that's what I'm saying. Like, here we go. That was a good push right there. That pushed us lower than the last couple times right there. That should get us below this level right there. Nope. One more time. Yeah, this one's going to go higher. And that's going to get me. There's a zone touch. There's another zone touch. Oh, rejection. Pushed back under. Does it close under it? Oh my God, it closed under it. Okay. Okay, closed under the 21 too. Back under this swing point. Wow. I was just taking them in stride here. Okay. Closing past this wick. Past those 2 swing points. Can you do it? That'd be a lot of barriers broken that one push right there. No, it couldn't. Oh my god, it's gonna be big. That one's gonna get me. Whew. Man, I should have known better if it didn't close on that one after it broke all 4 of those barriers in a row. But I still think it's gonna dump here, but I don't want to get too excited here because I think it's gonna maybe do an inside turn here and probably make a run back up here to fail and then dump. I like to look at the timing on this here, here, to here. Yeah, okay. So it's showing more bullish right here over that half cycle, which means that it's probably going to get a run up right there. And I probably could have longed it from there, but and I do like that setup as another one right there. And I talked about it. Just monologuing makes it hard to jump in and act on it while you're talking about it. So back to 6:30. So I mean, there's that, I guess. And I mean, hell, if I ended my day and made $630, then you know what? I'm not I'm not going to cry about it because I mean, when you multiply that across 10 accounts, that's $6,300. Yeah, I'll take that. 630 5 times a week. It's more than most people make in a week. And that's putting me back in my car business days. I mean, you're looking at $3,000 a week. I remember one week I made like $3,500. So here we go. That should be a drop off right there. I'll wait for this pullback. And I've not had any candles or like any. I mean, I had some levels here, but I've not really had anything to help me with the trading yet. No dots, just price action right now. All right, here we go. We just dropped down. If we can get a control of this stop here, it'd be great. If it doesn't stop me out, it's going to try something out, isn't it? Yep. I should have waited one more go. So when it first gets down here, there's a lot of liquidity here. So when it pops it makes it really bullish. Let's go back up and run it out. And so now you can see it's staggering down like this. It's still fading. And so we're going to see if it's going to start to hold lows, higher lows here and lower highs. And we're going to get into like a true pennant. And then maybe it'll break out. So lower high, lower low. There you go. Push down. Now we got a lower low. Or, I'm sorry, lower high, higher low. And now I had to push down. So we got a new lower low. This is going to fail to go up. And I'm going to go down again. And I can't grab it. Come on. Gimme. There you go. Get this. And she should free fall now. All the whiplashing should be out of the way. Maybe another attempt to the 89 here. Jeez, this thing is diehard. I'm just going to put it above the swing point. It really should be dumping right here. You never truly are safe from being stopped out with the NQ because it could just have like one little blip and boom, it's got your stops and then it goes back the other way. And I mean, it can be any distance. I mean, I've seen it go as far as you can think. So you really are never truly safe. So you just gotta be prepared to take the loss for whatever you do. So that was a good touch to the 89 right there. Had a wick in it. It's pulled back down to the low here, but look, it didn't go. It actually made it higher than it did last time. This possibly could make another run up here. I just don't trust it. And I want to put it right here, but I can't because it's too fast. Oh, Jesus, that is not where I wanted it. Okay, well, I took my profit there at the absolute max. If it gets back under it again, I'll sell it again. And right about here. One more pullback, and now. Come on. Come on. Leave my stop alone. Jeez. It is die hard. Will you drop already? Jesus. All right, here it goes. A gap down. Come on. I mean, all this extra up and down is like a little bit ridiculous. I'm going to tell you first that this kind of price action right here is asinine. Like I don't even know. It makes me not want to trade at all. All right. Now can we drop? Did you get it out of your system? No, one more again. All right, so at this point, I'm going to attach this, attach to properties, and we're going to attach it to the EMA 21, which is here. And I'll do plus 21. Oh my, that's really tight. All right, well, that's where I picked it. That's where it's staying. So I used the EMA 21 and I put it on plus 21 of that. So really it's like a 41 tick stop, but I'm like plenty of profit and I'm at $1,200 one contract. And yeah, I got stopped out there because it was a little rough there and it keeps coming back and it's still coming back right now. It's probably going to get me. Yep, right there. But now I'm at 1420 and we're not even but like 143 of the day. So I think that's good enough. I think I showed you that there is some type of like algorithmic pattern that's countable, that is measurable, that you can use to trade off of, that there are signals that if you have the right indicators that will show you where you should take trades. There is a system involved on like figuring out like where the next trade is going to be even after you miss the first where the signal was. That there are targets, support and resistance areas that you can use that if it fails in one, then it's going to pull back to the next one and hold and then give you another shot, go back up. And then if it fails there, there's a certain amount of time that you can wait for it to come back around and reject off of the bottom and it's going to dump, or it's going to find support on top of it, take off and go long. That there are moments in the market where, certain indicators will show you like how to identify them from the others, that there's that the trades are cleaner and that it's easier to find where the market's going to go from there. I mean, and that it doesn't have to be stressful, and that if you take a loss, like keep your stops tight and take small losses and try to move your flags, your stop entry or stops to just above break even and take small wins several times and then line up for a much bigger trade just like that one right there. And so I might have taken 10 trades, but which is probably double what I would normally want to take. But out of those 10 trades, I mean, I ended up with like 1420 on one contract, and it was super lax. I didn't feel like I stressed out. I was going to freaking go out of my mind and start revenge trading or anything like that, because I knew that there was another trade coming and that if I was just patient enough and waited for the right moments, I could jump in and talk my way through it. So that's it for me. This is Wait For It. I know it's not the most exciting video, but if you need trade calls, if you're tired of losing money and you want to be part of a group where you can learn and get a hold of indicators like this that I personally made myself, so to help you find trades and learn a system that's easier to trade than just guessing, you can do it for less than what you risk in a stop loss, and I guarantee you can do it for less than what you lose in a day. So again, this is Wait For It. If you learned something today, if you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, hit follow, write in the comments below, say something, anything. It could be mean, it could be nice, I don't care. Just say something. It really helps the algos and it make me happy. I'm not charging you to watch the video. So, it's free. Please. Thanks again. And if you'd like to see me cover a certain day or a certain part of the market, or you've had trouble with a certain trade, send it to me and let's take a look at it. Get a hold of me. Shoot me a message in the DMs here. Happy trading. I'll see you on the next one.